Grandpa's Backwards Day Chaos. So, my family decided to spice things up last weekend by hosting a Backwards Day. The idea was simple. We'd flip our daily routine on its head, starting with dinner and ending with breakfast. It was supposed to be a fun little experiment, and we were all on board. My cousin Jake, always the planner, even drew up a schedule to make sure we didn't forget our temporal topsy-turvy festivities. It seemed like a harmless way to shake up a lazy Saturday. Little did we know, Grandpa had his own interpretation of backwards. As we gathered around the dinner table for our first meal of the day, Grandpa sauntered in with a mischievous grin and a bottle of dessert wine. We all chuckled as he poured himself a generous glass, assuming he was just getting into the spirit of things. Meanwhile, the rest of us were tucking into spaghetti and meatballs, which admittedly felt odd at 8 a.m. Grandpa, however, was having none of it. He announced that he was sticking to his plan and promptly polished off the wine, declaring it the perfect start to any day. By the time we got to lunch, Grandpa was in rare form. He'd moved on to sampling the cheese platter meant for the evening and was humming an off-key rendition of Yesterday by the Beatles. We were beginning to suspect he had misunderstood the whole concept of Backwards Day. It became glaringly obvious when we reached the breakfast portion of the day, and he pulled out a box of cereal, pouring it into a wine glass with a flourish. As he topped it off with milk, we were torn between fits of laughter and genuine concern for his state of coherence. Finally, as the day wrapped up, and we sat around the table for what was supposed to be breakfast, Grandpa clinked his cereal-filled wine glass and said, "Well, I think I nailed this backwards drunk thing." We all burst into laughter, realizing he had indeed been operating on a different wavelength the entire time. Turns out, he thought the event was called Backwards Drunk and had meticulously crafted his own version of the day, one that began with dessert wine and ended with cereal milk. And honestly, maybe he was onto something. After all, isn't life a little more fun when you start with dessert?